What's going on, everybody? This is ODC, that's me, and I'm back with another action figure review. This is my review of the Marvel Legends Infinite Series HulkBuster Wave. This is Vision, and yeah, this has been a long-awaited figure. Excuse me as I burp. Long-awaited figure. I'm a little bit let down by this figure because I have some pain issues. Also a little bit let down by the cape. I'm not a big fan of this. It's basically the reuse from the Grim Reaper cape. Not the biggest fan of this cape, but I guess it works for the for what they wanted for this figure. But I wish he would have gotten a different style cape. I'm just not a big fan of how skinny it is right here, and then it kind of billows out. It doesn't really make much sense as a cape goes, but. For the most part, I guess I'm just a little bit let down because of the paint apps are just not that great on this figure, to be honest with you. I'm going to point everything out, so don't worry. I just wish they would do a little bit better consistency with their paint. Doctor Strange, you know, he had a couple flaws with his hair, but this guy, he's got flaws in a few places, and it just kind of bugs me. It's just a little pet peeve I have, and I'm sure it bothers you guys out there, you other Marvel Legends collectors as well. Like I said, the cape just kind of pegs into the back and goes over the collar. This is actually one of the better capes, though, because I've seen it sits pretty flush with what the neckline is. So I think it kind of works. It looks good. I'm just not a big fan of the sculpt of this cape. But as far as the paint misses here, I'm just going to point those out first. You can see some yellow coming through here. Or it looks like a yellow splotch on his chest. And then over here we're missing some paint. Over there on the arm. Where's the other one? Oh, over here on the thigh. It's a big miss right there. I don't know. It's just stuff that bothers me because when I see it, it just looks bad. On other figures, as far as head sculpts go, I think the sculpt looks good. I think it's pretty much a new head sculpt. And just get that out of the way. My dot is actually, my gem piece is actually, it's actually sculpted into the head. Okay, all of them are. But I have seen other ones where they've completely missed the mark of where the gem piece is sculpted in. They completely missed the paint on it. Mine is actually really well done, so I don't have an issue there, but it's just something for you guys to look out for when if you see these guys in a store and there's a couple of them, kind of go through and make sure that little dot is actually painted in nicely. So I got lucky. I actually picked this guy up from a Marvel Legends collector on the Marvel Legends community, so via Facebook, but yeah, I actually got lucky with this guy. He's got a good cape, and he's got a good painted gem on his forehead. So I would have liked it if he came with alternate hands. He doesn't really come with much. He just comes with the cape and the Build-A-Figure piece. I don't know. It would have been nice if you're going to include you know, the Spidey pizza man hand or Spider-Man pizza hand, to give him something else, at least an option to have a different hand, maybe like the surfing hand or the karate chop hand for you know, flying poses and stuff like that, or something other. Just give us like two sets of hands so we don't just have to deal with this pizza hand the whole time. I don't know. It just looks a little bit odd to me. I don't know. It just looks a little bit odd, but I don't know. I guess I'm happy to get an updated Vision, and it does look better than the other two Visions. I don't have the other Hasbro one, but I do have the Toy Biz one, which I'll actually pause this and I'll show you some differences between the two. And as you can see here, there's huge differences here. Pretty sure Vision isn't that short. I mean, as you can see, the bucket cap mold is much larger than this old Toy Biz mold. I would say the head sculpt is much better than this head sculpt. This is, you know, I mean, you can definitely tell that this is just paint. There's no sculpting on the head as far as the The rest of the head goes on here. This is all sculpted in. I would say the paint apps are much better on this. This is like a glossier paint, as you can see here. This is a flat paint. I would say the paints are much better on this figure than this figure. As far as anatomy goes, I would say he's much better than this figure. So I guess it's kind of a give and take scenario that you have here. You know, you could go the older route. But I guess this is a more modern look here. Sorry for the blurry camera shot there. But so I mean, like I said, there's give and take here. This guy's a little bit heavier on the cape side because it's kind of a rubbery style vinyl material that you have here. And on this guy, he's got the heavier cape, which actually kind of helps him stand up, to be honest with you. So he's a little bit back heavy, but you can get him on his own if you just move him around, kind of work with it. Work with it, girl. Yeah, I actually just checked my for a reference my Marvel encyclopedia, and Vision is supposed to be around 6'3", so he's a little bit on the larger side. I guess he's a little bit larger than average, but I think this is a better depiction of what size he should be. He should be on the Bucky Cat mold. I think that works nicely. Yeah, this guy's just a little bit short, as you can see. So, a little bit too short for my liking, but better paint apps and better sculpt here than this guy. So, there you go. You have your little comparison there. As far as his articulation goes, and I'll just leave the cape on to show you if it stays hindered or anything like that. He's basically, you got your basic Bucky Cat body mold articulation here. So it does look down and it does look back nicely. So good range of motion there in the head, especially for flying poses. You want to be able to. I'm not saying he makes that noise, but I don't even know where that noise came from. His head does stick up a little bit. He's got the Doctor Strange effect. Kind of where the head sticks up. It's not as bad on him, I'd say, than on him. He's much worse with this weird bobbly head, and it's not the fact that the hinge is loose, it's just the bobble head, because the head sticks up is too high up. So he's got a little bit of that, but it's not the worst thing. We do got some job turkeys, major job turkeys up in here. And then he does have the head tilt on both sides, and like I said, he can do a full 360 rotation. And his arms go up, they do go down, full 360 right there. Bicep swivel, double jointed elbow. He does have a wrist swivel, wrist hinge. And he does have the ab crunch, which goes forward. It does go back, so you can get a little bit more. So it pretty much does go back the full amount, which isn't too much. So it goes more forward than back. Waist swivel, T-jointed hips, which go out and they go forward, and they go back. Upper thigh swivel, double jointed knee. He does have a boot swivel, ankle hinge, which goes forward and back, and ankle pivot, and 2 peg holes at the bottom of the feet. So there's it's your basic Bucky Cat body mold articulation right there. I would say that these are probably the 2 figures I was looking forward to most, besides the Build-A-Figure itself. The other, not that there's anything wrong with the other figures. I don't even own them yet. I actually bought these guys loose, and I got a really good deal on them. So pretty happy for the most part for what I spent, and yeah. So I don't know. Like I said, the paint apps are kind of meh. I wish his face wasn't so shiny. That's kind of a letdown. There's obviously some just shoddy paint apps on him, just very inconsistent throughout him. And like I said, if you do pick up this guy or Doctor Strange, just make sure that you got some good face paint applications and it's consistent throughout the whole body to try to look as best as possible and make sure you have yourself a good figure. So with that being said, I don't know. Would I recommend this figure? Yeah, I want to say he's worth the $20, especially if you really want the Build-A-Figure. If you just want the Build-A-Figure, then say screw it and just go on eBay. You can find them for around $60, I think $69. Some are going for $89. I don't know if I would spend that much, but I would say around the $70 range is what a HulkBuster Build-A-Figure should go for. So I would say he's kind of this figure's kind of mediocre. I would say I wouldn't say it's the best figure, but it's not the worst also. And when was the last time we got a Vision? So This year we're getting 2 visions, so I do plan on also picking up that 3-pack. So down the road, if and when I get that. So, but that's pretty much it for me. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Thanks for watching as always, and I'll see you guys on the flip side.